Hello dear students, this is Mr. Hawad from Madrassa Net. Welcome to a new lesson. This lesson is addressed to back exam students, philosophy and foreign languages stream. Follow with me carefully. Today's lesson is going to be about time conjunctions. The following time conjunctions, dear students: after, before, as soon as, and until, with past events, neither with present events nor with future ones, with past events or events that happened in the past or years ago or just days ago. Pay attention. Look at this picture. In this picture we see guys, obviously Algerian guys, Algerian men, brave men, wearing uniforms, holding weapons, ready to fight, and holding the Algerian flag between them. Look at it. This picture represents the 1st of November 1954. What happened in Algeria on the 1st of November 1954? There was a war against French colonization. It was the Liberation War. Look at picture number 2. It shows guys celebrating, obviously they're so happy, and also it shows the Algerian flag. This picture represents the 5th of July 1962. What happened in Algeria on the 5th of July 1962? Algeria took its independence after a 7-year war. Before, after, picture number 2. Before, picture number 1, before picture number 2. You see? Look at the dates. 1954 before 1962. Follow with me carefully. I need your attention because this lesson is quite complicated. So concentrate with me. 1962 is after 1. After this date. We have Algeria started its liberation war in 1954. This is the first event, or event number 1. Event number 2, Algeria took independence in 1962. Here I've got 2 sentences between my hands and I want to combine them. I want to make one sentence out of them. I need to do some necessary changes and I need to add a conjunction in order to link them together. The conjunction is before. Before Algeria had started its liberation war before it took independence. Event number 1, Algeria had started its liberation war. Event number 2, it took independence. In between these 2 clauses, or between these 2 events, I use a conjunction, before, to show that these events took place one after another. The first event, you get it, had started. Here we use past perfect to stress the fact that event number 1 had taken place before event number 2. Event number 2, verb is conjugated into past simple, took. Or, in other words, Algeria took independence after it had started its liberation war. What what did I do, students, in sentence number 2? Look at it. Yeah, I just brought the second clause or the subordinate clause into initial position. Look at it. Then I changed the link word. I've used another conjunction, after, which is the opposite of before. We have before, after, after. After it had started its liberation war. Muslims were forced to leave Andalusia. This is event number 1. Event number 2, Muslims controlled Andalusia for about 800 years. I mean, Muslims stayed in Andalusia. Andalusia was between or under Muslim control for about 800 years. Look at these two sentences. Here I'm going to use conjunctions, either after or before, but be careful, I'm using them right in the beginning of each sentence. After Muslims had controlled Andalusia for about 800 years, comma, which means that the first clause has ended. They were forced to leave it, second clause. In fact, in this sentence, I'm linking these two clauses with conjunction after, but I'm using it right in the beginning. See? It's correct. Then, the opposite of after. Before Muslims left Andalusia, comma, pay attention students, whenever I use a conjunction in the beginning of a sentence, I should use a comma in the middle. They had controlled, again, past perfect, they had controlled it, we mean Andalusia, for about 800 years. Follow with me carefully, students. Tenses with after and before. Look at this. Yeah. So many years ago, this landline was invented. Look at the second one. Which one is older, students? Guess. The first one or the second one? The landline phone or the mobile phone? Certainly the landline phone is older. This woman doesn't know which tense to use in this case. She's in a dilemma. Let's help her. Past perfect here. Past simple here. We have first event or first invention, second invention, chronologically speaking. This sentence is, men, human beings, had invented the landline before, not after, before. They, or before he, I mean men, before he developed the mobile phone. Get it? Past perfect, past simple. Attention again. Now conjunction as soon as. It's another time conjunction. They started or they restarted again. We restart something after we stop it. They restarted the tennis match. Tennis. Do you like tennis, students? As soon as the rain, when it rains, as soon as the rain stopped. Look at it. Conjunction as soon as is used in the middle of this sentence. We have two events. Get it? Or they restarted the tennis match as soon as the rain had stopped. In this case, we can use both past simple and past perfect, say, representing the first event. Here I mean the rain stopped first. They restarted the match second. See? Note, you can start a sentence with as soon as. As soon as the rain stopped, first event, comma, they restarted the match. Now, let's talk about the first sentence. Here we have main clause. Here we have a subordinate clause. Main clause, subordinate clause. In the English language, you can reverse the positions of a subordinate clause and a main clause. You can bring a subordinate clause into initial position and then take the main clause into final position. Then your sentence becomes, as soon as the rain stopped, they restarted the match. Now until or till. Okay, you can use until or till. They mean the same thing. An example is given. Helen played with Jane until she went to bed. Means they played for a long time, then Jane went to bed. She felt so tired. Note, never start a sentence with until. The case of until is different from other conjunctions. You can never start a sentence as follows. Until she went to bed, she played with Jane. This is wrong, students. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't use it like this. Dear students, thank you so much for having watched me explaining this lesson of conjunctions. Thank you so much for subscribing to our channel, Madrassa.net, following our channel, Madrassa.net, and thank you so much for having shared our links. Don't forget to encourage us with your likes. Goodbye, dear followers.